Hi, my name's David Bond. Firstly, I just want to thank everybody that has contributed to my GoFundMe page. It has really touched Tracy and I in a way that we would never really have expected. um, People's generosity. My disease, sarcoidosis, is not a very common disease, in that we talk to people, some have never heard of it, and then someone will come out of the blue and say, "Oh, I had that 20 years ago." And unfortunately, that's the sort of thing that it is. And this year for me is going to be what I want to be the breakthrough year. Over the last 12 months, we have certainly taken a very long, tough, and at times very rough road. Things happened that we really weren't expecting, and it started at Christmas 2015 when I got put into hospital and a defibrillator and pacemaker was inserted on my heart, because quite literally the disease in the heart is very dangerous, and it can cause instant heart block as well as cause tachycardia, for those who understand the terminology. From there, we went on to a treatment of steroids, and through steroids also onto a treatment of methotrexate, which unfortunately saw me back in hospital again around June, because I contracted the PCP bug called, which is part of the pneumonia family. And whilst on methotrexate, you can't be treated with the antibiotics needed. So consequently, I was taken off the methotrexate and put onto mycophenolate. This is actually a anti-rejection drug, which people for transplant would certainly normally be given, and it is thought that that would bring me back under control, and the intention was to get me off the steroids, which at that stage I was still up around 40 milligrams a day, which quite a lot, and can cause damage to the liver and other parts of the body. The thing from there was, as we got back from the steroids, you cannot be reduced at a quick rate. It's going to be very slow. I got to a point where I was at 7.5 milligrams a day, and unfortunately started coughing quite badly, to the point of passing out at work, and things just got really serious from there. So after that, during that time, we also had a PET scan done, the second one, which showed that the disease had now gone from what was in the heart, in the nerves, through to all the lymph nodes through my body, down as far as my groin, lit up like a Christmas tree. And I was hospitalised again because they thought I'd had lymphoma, and they needed to do some more testing to find out what was the cause. By that stage, the fatigue and the tiredness and everything else had certainly cut in, and I wasn't able to perform my duties at work, and came to one of the very toughest decisions I've had to make in a long time, and that was to step down from work for 3 months without pay, because I've already used my holiday pay and the sick pay and everything else that I had stored away. I'm a strong believer in keeping those things only and use them when necessary, but given the 12 months that I've had, it has really cost us financially and me personally. I saw a posting the other day where it was actually the Michelin Man, and the caption on it said, "This is what steroids do to you." And quite clearly, if you were to see a photo of me 12 months, 2 years ago, to a photo of me now, I certainly look like that Michelin Man. My weight has ballooned, but the weight is due because of the fluid retention from the steroids. Unfortunately, when I went into hospital, as I said, I was on 7.5. They put me straight into 70 milligrams a day, because they really had to do something to try and pull this disease back again. As of yesterday, I'm now on 40 milligrams, and I will be on that for some time. And in between all that, a lot of you will be aware that I have now been getting a infusion of a drug called infliximab which is similar to, it's in the similar family to the drugs they use for cancer treatment and all that sort of stuff. But it has a different property in my case in that it is anti-inflammatory. It's trying to reduce the inflammation which is caused by the sarcoidosis. So from there, where am I now? Now, certainly it's been 3 weeks since the last infusion. My next one is in the end of January. You have a start-up infusion. You have which is starts at 0, then you had the one 2 weeks after. During those infusions, everything went really well. The second infusion and the first, it makes you very tired, very, very lethargic. And I noticed with the second one, the weekend, because I had it done on the Friday, wasn't too bad. And then on the following Monday, I was just, no good. You have your good days, you certainly have your bad days. One of the things I won't let this disease do is to stop me from doing the things that I like to do, doing the things that we want to do. And that involves going out, seeing things, and just really, really just looking at things that we like. Example being, we went in and saw the Christmas pageant in the city over Christmas. Went in and looked at the Christmas lights, spent some time in town, and we were probably in there for about 4.5, 5 hours maximum. That was on the Wednesday night. On the Thursday, I could not even walk. I struggled to literally get out of bed, and unfortunately, that's just a fact of what happens sometimes. Since then, since that last infusion, certainly things are a lot better than what they have been. I have managed to walk from here to the top of the street one night. The second night, we managed to get right up around the corner and quite a considerable amount further. So it's all about pushing and just trying to get that little bit more distance. On the weekend, we had to go and do some shopping, of all things. Not my favourite pastime, I'll be honest. But I get to a point where I just can't stay there. I'll go and find a seat, and Tracy will go off and do what she needs to do. And then from there, we can sort of recover. It's fine if I have that little break in between. Came home from there, we went down to the beachfront and had some tea down there and just relaxed for a while, which was really good for both of us to get out of the house and just enjoy each other's company and forget about the stresses of this disease and the impact it's having. I don't know if you can see, but in my eye, certainly there's a couple of blood vessels there, which I had to go and get checked out yesterday. And this is a recourse of the steroids. So the specialist told me, he said there's nothing to be concerned about, but it gives you a fright when you wake up and you see your eye. It's just full of red blood cells, and it doesn't look pretty at all. So doing the right thing, we certainly got it checked out, and everything is good there. We are actually preparing to head away for a couple of weeks to Singapore and on a cruise. Things that we'd actually booked over 12 months ago, long before I had this disease really impact me the way it was. Should we be going? A lot of people are asking the question. It's something that was paid for originally. It was something that we did try to get out of, and we were told we were going to lose most of our money. Hence, we decided to continue. And everything is all done with medical advice, and they know exactly my itinerary. We're actually doing a cruise, and they've given me all the warnings and what to be careful of. So the body says, yes, let's do it. We're going to do it. And again, it's a way of just getting out and forgetting the stresses of life and forgetting about this disease for the 10 days that we're gone. But seriously, I hope to make a more informed batch of these videos just to update you how I'm tracking, how I'm feeling, and just the disease itself. And I could encourage any one of you. It's the one thing that I would like is that people read about the disease. I'm studying just the statistics of the disease and how many people there is worldwide. The other day there was a person who actually passed away with the disease, and these things happen. It's in the very minute percentage of about 3 to 4%, I think it is, that can actually die from the disease. Most people will come through it. Most people, there are others that will also have complications with it, myself included. I'm probably in the stage, what they would class as a chronic stage 3, stage 4, given that I have lung involvement, heart involvement, I have variable neuropathy, which they are more than certain also comes from the disease. I have skin involvement, eyes, whilst it's not showing in the eyes, there's certainly things going on with the steroids and the medications that you have, which is causing the problems with eyes as well. I've had 3 different prescriptions for eye glasses, which I'm not wearing at the moment because my eyes are just so watery and so sore. So I thought I'd give you a look at me without the glasses on. But yeah, so there is a number of things, and obviously the weight, and that's the thing that I'm really going to start working on getting rid of. And I really thank you for taking the time just to listen, and the time to just be a friend, to be there. And as I said, there are a lot of people out there that have this disease. There are a lot of people out there that don't even know they have it. It is one of those diseases that they class it as a rare disease. They class it as a disease that there is not a lot known about. There is research going on. I am a member of a site which in America, interestingly, called the Foundation of Sarcoidosis, and there I get a lot of information, and I also get a lot of support from other patients going through the same thing. Interestingly is that in America they have a number of clinics which are wholly and solely set up to deal with sarcoidosis. African Americans are the highest population in that part of the world. It is not as common in the Anglo-Saxon community for whatever reasons, but and certainly female versus men is about 60-70% to 30%. So I just have to be one of the lucky ones, I guess. I fell into that 30%, but only that. The first piece of brochures and information I was given was, you won't need treatment, it will deal with itself and it will be gone within 12 months. Unfortunately, there is a window of about 5 to 10% of people who need treatment initially, and then also will get over it and be gone, the body will fix itself. And then there's a less than 5% that, unfortunately, again, the body doesn't get over and the body decides to continue with. So, yes, as you can see, I'm part of that percentage. And for me, it's a matter of managing the disease, living with the disease, and not letting it cripple me to a point where I can't perform what I want to do. Today, has been a bit of a long day. Today being the 4th of January 2017. Put away some of the Christmas lights, and within 3 hours, I've just absolutely wrung out, and I literally need to just stop, rest, and take a break. And unfortunately, that's the effect it has on you sometimes. But again, to my friends, to my family, and for you out there that have never come across me before, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to listen. And if anything, if you want to learn any more about sarcoidosis, it's as simple as Google it. And Wikipedia has a page there. Certainly, it's a very informed page. Again, there's some statements made in there, which in my case are not necessarily right. But from there, you can certainly move on. And as I said, there's a site called Foundation for Sarcoidosis, which also is a very good site to which will give you a lot of information. And the site connected to that, Inspire, which is a patient family site where we do have a lot of blogs, we do a lot of chatting, and we also get the feedback from other patients and what they are up to what their treatments are and what they found works for them. So thank you again. Have a great day, and I will be talking to you again in the near future. Bye now.